You're listening to Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Hey, what is up, everybody over at Sweep the League Nation? Rudy Campos Jr. Going to be joined by, hopefully, here Coach Gio in just a little bit as he gets squared away. It's NFL time, NFL preview time. Basically, in the past, we've brought you almost a 2-hour NFL preview show. Obviously, we're not going to be doing a 2-hour preview show this time around, but what we like to do is we like to go division by division and then conference by conference, kind of give you an idea who we think is going to be in the Super Bowl, our predictions for Super Bowl winners, Super Bowl representatives, playoff teams. Where is your team going to fall in the division? Will they make the playoffs? We're going to try to break it all down with you guys here in just about an hour's time, so bear with us. We may go pretty quick here. It's going to be, said, Rudy Campos Jr. Hopefully, Coach Gio joins in a little bit. Shout out to Sith out there. Another Plead the Sith, another successful Plead the Sith was aired last night and he actually updated the URL here for you guys out there. URL update is PTS_TV 1995. Now, you want to go to YouTube, search PTS_TV 1995. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the live version of Plead the Sith with the Dark Lord himself, Sith himself. I can't even say that right. The Dark Lord himself. Elias, when he does Plead the Sith every Tuesday around 8 o'clock. So if you don't catch it live, no worries. You can watch the replay on PTS_TV 1995, or you can catch the replay on Sweep the League TV, which is easily by going to YouTube, searching Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button so you're not left out on everything. He's got Matt Gomez coming up on Tuesday night on the hot seat. Last night he had Hollywood Nixon. Spurs fan, Laker fan, who the hell knows? Looked like Carlos Santana to me, but if you want to check that out, be sure to check out Plead the Sith every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And he's already in here saying, go Cowboys. So the Cowboys are probably not going to be a team that is going to be getting a lot of love tonight, Sith. So definitely not going to be getting a whole lot of love here. I don't expect them to
playoffs. Don't talk about
playoffs? Jim, I don't expect them to make
playoffs.
Playoffs at all, man. Definitely don't make. I don't. That's just me personally. But we're going to break it all down here. Coach Gio's on his way. He just texted me. We're talking. Last night I mentioned my surprise team. The team to look out for in the AFC for me has been the New England Patriots. Again, the showing it was week 1 preseason. I don't buy the preseason week 1 hype. As we get closer to the NFL season starting, that's when you start to see everything come to light. Everything's being shown, around that time. So I'm excited for football because I have a few teams that are high and mighty where I've got them going, playoff, possibly conference title games, Super Bowl bound. Some of them may shock you, some of them may not. I think in the AFC West is going to be the division for me. NFC is going to be the NFC South. But what do I know? I'm not the greatest guy in here. That is definitely a fact. There's a reason why we have him on Sweep the League Network. One of the reasons why. And of course, you know what we do here. Once we say his name and he appears, we have to bring on the Rambassador dressed in Aaron Donald's jersey. Is that who it is?
Yes, sir.
Aaron Donald's jersey. It is Coach Gio, the Rambassador himself, man. It's NFL preview time. The NIL money hits usually when the NFL preview and the NCAA preview comes on. That's when you get the best out of Coach Gio majority of the time here. It's NFL night. Our NCAA preview is going to be coming very, very soon. But we're breaking it down, Gio. I broke down week 1 last night. I know you're mad because I didn't give a whole lot of love to Shador in the group chat. Still not going to give a whole lot. He's still listed at number 4.
Is you and
Derek.
Don't forget, put Derek in there because Derek's been throwing jabs. And also Caitlin Clark whenever he gets a chance.
Come on. Indiana's a better team without Caitlin. It's been proven.
Okay, maybe they're playing well this stretch, but you cannot get rid of. She's making money for Indianapolis, Rudy. I'm telling you right now, a lot of money has because of her. I mean, let's be real.
Do you buy the comment that I made that I believe Paige Beckers is a better player than Caitlin Clark?
I mean, look, we can look at the numbers this year, and we can probably point to Paige obviously being more efficient. Caitlin went through that stretch where it's like one for like, I don't know, 20, 25, it felt like, on the road. But look, they're playing pretty good. There's also some other things happening on people throwing stuff on the court we won't get to, but I don't know if you heard about it. Yeah. But look, she has been up and down this season, I don't think as consistent as we would like.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get to the playoffs and she's there, I give him a punch a shot.
We'll see. Indiana's going to get there. Now, if they make the playoffs and they bounce in the first round and don't look good and she's back, we're going to have that talk to you.
Well, listen, I'm not the ambassador.
No,
she just happens to play in the city that I live in. But look, football is gearing up, so that WNBA is kind of in the back of my head. Plus, college football, and it looks like potentially the Mariners could be playing in October, Rudy. So
that is
very
a
exciting.
scary team. And once playoffs come around for baseball, we're going to get Austin on the show with us. So you need to be on the show when Austin Hartsfield's here, because the Mariners are a very scary team right now. Cal Raleigh, MVP. I mean,
he's been playing out of his mind. I mean, the additions of Naylor that they tremendously needed. You get Suarez back from Arizona. Not even sure why we let him go, but he's back. They get Victor Robles back too from injury. Not sure where they're going to put him at, but this is a team now playing very, very well. The pitching is starting to just be better. Big win last night, 1-0 against the Orioles in Baltimore. But look, they've been playing well. Stretch right now, I think they're number one in the wild card spot, and really they are tied, I believe, with the Astros. You know my feelings about them. Those cockroaches never go away. They're alive somewhere.
Don't let Leha hear you say that.
Somewhere, somehow, these roaches are still alive. But no, it's going to be interesting down the stretch. Baseball playoffs are look, as we know, I love NFL playoffs and college football, obviously now. Baseball, though, there's a little, it's different, man. There's heroics, there's home runs, there's just so much that happens in a 7-game or a 5-game series to start. So I can't wait. I'm excited. I hope the Mariners don't went to bed and just go on some weird collapse that they've done previously before. But right now,
expect them to do it.
We do, Rudy. But right though, those two additions, Rudy, those two additions, plus the pitching and everybody else, Julio's been playing very well. I mean, this team's looking like a team that could go far. And but I'm not going to jinx it. I'm just going to leave it alone. Not talk about it.
It's going to be some baseball not preview, but baseball playoff talk. It's going to be coming up here very, very soon for us here as the playoffs will be kicking off here in a little while for the MLB. But you know what, Gio? There's no time to talk MLB tonight. There's no time to talk about Project Marvel, which is the biggest talk of all of San Antonio. It even got to the point, and I'm going to mention this, Jeff Garcia had tweeted out that it even got to the point where there's a group chat in Twitter, Gio, or X World, where someone got arrested because they were threatening to kill the mayor of San Antonio over Project Marvel. I mean,
so I follow some people on Facebook who live in San Antonio. I'm not going to mention names. That seems to be all my timeline about Project Marvel and just stuff happening. Really, what's you're living in the city these days, right? Just kidding.
No, I live out in the city,
what's happening? I keep seeing stuff. You know, I'm not on Twitter these days, but I see it on my Facebook. What's happening in San Antonio?
Basically,
like a train wreck.
Yeah, basically. So Project Marvel, just in a nutshell, is the new arena, new Spurs and Sports Entertainment District. It's adding a music venue, it's adding the Spurs Arena. upgrading the Alamo Dome, and just bringing up downtown San Antonio. And Spurs have said they would contribute $1.06 billion towards the project. And they want, obviously, San Antonio to help as well. But the mayor of San Antonio, in a nutshell, is basically, it's not that she's against it. I think she's just trying to make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Basically, she feels that money can go towards other parts of San Antonio more than Project Marvel itself. So is she doing her due diligence as mayor? Yeah, I don't think you can argue the fact. She's doing her due diligence, but of course, in San Antonio, Spurs are king. You don't want to piss them off. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay in San Antonio. It's going to get done at the end of the day. But a lot of people are pissed off because the mayor of San Antonio is not saying right away, Gio, well, yeah, we're going to do Project Marvel. She's saying, hold up, pump the brakes. Let's pause for a little bit and let's break this down for everybody here. So that's the reason why your timeline is being riddled with all this stuff here, man. It's getting kind of crazy. It's getting like really crazy here in San Antonio. Especially when you got threatened the mayor. Jesus Christ.
See, this is why. See, San Antonio, I don't know what is up with these people over there. They take this basketball Spurs very, very seriously. And, I mean, to hear some of the things that's been coming out there. Now, granted, listen, how much money the city wants to contribute, obviously, I'm not there. My foot's not there. I don't really know the pulse. But from hearing from Rudy, it does seem like it's a mess.
You should know your role and shut your mouth.
Yeah, thanks, Rock. You and I both need to know our roles. I don't live in the city anymore, but what I tell people is, look, I don't have a vote. I'm just talking and reporting basically what we're seeing. I'm giving my 2 cents, and you know what? My 2 cents shouldn't even matter when it comes to an arena in San Antonio. So, Leja's in here. Late to the party. What's good, man? You just joined in. We're going to get started right now with our NFL preview show, Leja. So sit back, relax, crack open a beer, man. We're getting started right now. Again, Sith is having Matt Gammas up on Tuesday with the Sith. Now, saying the Cowboys are going 11-7, which then he changes it to 11-6. I don't know about that. I don't know about any of that. What's up, gents? Nice jersey, Gio. According to Jacob Eric, grading the market's own Jacob Eric. Where's your Jared Verse jersey? It's a shit show when it comes to Project Marvel. Yes, it is. It could go towards another gorilla exhibit. Jesus Christ. Love the background, by the way. Oh, yeah. This is a different background that we've had in the past. And because it's a preview show, we're going to use this one, kind of kick it up a notch. And, of course, like how you're not late. You are here to the party. Gio, we're going to get into talk, man. I'm going to share the screen. So basically what we do is we share our screen here. We're going over the entire NFL preview. As you can see, we've got ESPN Zone on here. Now, don't worry about the records. That's preseason record. Who gives a damn about preseason right now? All right, man. We're kicking it off here. So let me get AFC, Gio. We're going to go to the AFC East right now. You got the Patriots. You got the Jets, Jets, Dolphins, and Bills. Now, basically, the Bills are the team to beat in the AFC East. Josh Allen, MVP caliber every single year. Doesn't seem like they added much. James Cook did sign his contract today, or he agreed to it. So James Cook is back. They've got to be the team to beat in the AFC East. Now, sad that I've got to start off with the AFC East because it has my team on the rise and probably surprise team and the New England Patriots. Right now in the AFC East for everybody out there, Gio, I've got the Bills winning, but don't be surprised to see the Patriots making some noise this year.
Oh, the Patriots, Bill Belichick, Rudy, your boys in North Carolina, he obviously has left the Patriots for the last few years. We know what happened last. The Patriots, Rudy, I like what they've done, the offseason, the additions. This is a team that I think is sneaky, but the Bills are the best team by default. The Dolphins, look, I like Mike McDaniels a lot, but it seems like the league is starting to catch up to Tua in that offense. We're going to see. They still got Tyreek. They still got Waddle. I I don't love their offensive line either. From top to bottom, the Bills are the best team, clearly. Josh Allen, Rudy, this is the team. When are they going to get over the hump? Is this the year? Is this finally the year this team gets over? At least in this division, they're definitely going to win. The Jets are rebuilding. The Jets are going to be solid, but it's Bills. I'm going to get the Patriots, Jets, and I'm going to have the Dolphins at the end. I just don't love the Dolphins. They traded Ramsey. I know it doesn't matter, but something's off with that team. We'll see. I could be wrong, but the Bills should win this division.
So I've got it Bills, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins. I've got Dolphins last in this division right now.
I do too, Rudy. I just don't love, the Jets, listen, new head coach, QB back, what's going to happen obviously there. Can Fields,
I like Justin Fields there. I really do.
I really do, Rudy, but I just don't know if that's going to be enough. But with the Patriots, listen, Drake May, he grew on me like fungus. I was not a big fan before the draft, but what I saw last year, enough. And listen, the running back situation, I like Stevenson, has a bit of a fumbling issue from time to time, but I think
Henderson, dude. Holy cow.
I think the Bills are going to win, but the Patriots, surprising, I think they'll be right there with them.
All right, so also what we do when we do our NFL preview, we kind of give you our winners. Like we mentioned, we both got the Bills winning the division. Obviously, we got the Bills making the playoffs there. How close can they get? The biggest question for the AFC East now is what Gio mentioned. Can they get over the hump? Simple yes or no. Can the Bills get to that Super Bowl or AFC title game at minimum? For me, Gio, it's a big no right now. I think they are right there, but they're still missing a whole lot of pieces. I just don't see them getting past a couple of teams that I've already got ahead of them.
I thought last year, Rudy, they were going to get close and potentially beat the Chiefs, but I'm going to say, yeah, I think they got a great shot, but I don't know about this team, Rudy. It's like the 90s Bills, though at least that team actually got to the Super Bowl and just continued to lose. Josh Allen has to take a big step. That defense, they got a good shot, Rudy. I think they're going to be in the mix. Are they going to win the whole thing? I don't know. The NFL is weird from year to year, but that window's still open. But I'll tell you, Rudy, every few years it closes and then it opens up for a team. It closes. Could it be closing this year? I don't think so, but I'm just not ready yet. I'm just not ready.
There's a team that we talked about a few years back that said that window for Super Bowl, appearances was closed, and that was the Niners. We're going to get into them later here. Last question on the AFC East as we give you fantasy advice, your best fantasy picks coming out of the AFC East. Obviously, Josh Allen's going to be a major fantasy player. If you got any sleepers out there, you know what? I would take a flyer late on Justin Fields with the Jets. I think Tyreek Hill is still one of the guys you want to get, but I'm not drafting Tyreek pretty high in fantasy this year. I think the Dolphins offense is kind of taking a step back, but a guy we mentioned earlier is Travion Henderson. I think he's a late guy that you want to pick up, but my biggest sleeper, Gio, everybody's sleeping on.
Don't steal my guy.
Is he a wide receiver?
He's actually a quarterback.
Okay. Well, mine is. Well, you go ahead. I'll give you my sleeper in a minute.
I'm going with Drake May, Rudy. He can run. He can do a little bit of everything. They're going to allow him to run. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but I just like that kind of dual threat opportunity. And I think Mike Vrabel at the helm there. We saw him, Rudy. He took Ryan Tannehill once upon a time to, I believe, 3 or 4 straight years of actually being a very, very good fantasy quarterback. And I think Drake May is going to fit that mold. They got some weapons in there. The team's going to improve. Give me Drake May, late round sleeper. And especially if you have two quarterback leagues, definitely one on there.
So my sleeper is also sticking with the Patriots. We mentioned Travion Henderson, but Gio, this guy's getting drafted. From what I understand, he's like wide receiver 40, so he's going really late. Stephon Diggs. He's going to be wide receiver 1 in New England, and people are not paying attention. If not for the injury last year, Stephon Diggs was going to be pushing wide receiver 1 for Houston. I mean, he went off to a great start. Then he got injured. Don't fall asleep on Stephon Diggs, wide receiver for the Patriots. Now he's got some legal issues that might be coming up. Injury right now. But when you're talking playoffs and fantasy, don't sleep on Stephon Diggs. That's my sleeper. That's your AFC East preview. We both have the Bills going, being the division champs. We also have the Dolphins falling to 4th in that division. Coming up, the AFC North now. Ravens, the division of the best number 4 quarterback in the entire NFL. When you're listed at number 4 on the depth chart, that means you are a practice squad guy. Shout out Shador Sanders, who's still number 4 on the depth chart. AFC North preview, man. For me, I still think as great as Cincinnati has been, offensively, it's the defense. Shamar Stewart off to a really bad start with the whole contract thing. Hendrickson, they got those guys are there. But this is still, quote the Raven, nevermore. It's still their division. Another guy who we say brilliant regular season guy takes a massive dump in the playoffs. It's Baltimore for me in this division. Break down the North, brother.
Rudy, there's so much in this division from top to bottom. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, Rudy, the guy that you said was going to go to the Super Bowl or go to the playoffs or do something last year with the Jets.
That's playoffs for the Jets.
Yes, and that didn't really work out too well. But I like him in Pittsburgh with Tom. I mean, Rudy, Tomlin could take me at quarterback and make the playoffs. That's how consistent he's been over the years. Listen, I'm going to go with a spoiler here. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Rudy, to win this division. Aaron Rodgers, the offensive line, the defense, I think is going to have a really good year. I just think somehow, some way, by hook or crook, Aaron Rodgers might turn back the time. I like Lamar Jackson. Listen, I like him a lot, Rudy. But what is this team? They're a throwing team. They're normally a running team. I think they're going to be neck and neck throughout the season, but I think the Pittsburgh Steelers find a way to actually win this division. The Ravens will be the 2 seed. Rudy, the Bengals, I really like this team. They were my dark horse last year, and we know what happened to them. But listen, they're going to score a lot of points. Now, their defense had a lot of people leave. Trey, he wants a new contract, Rudy. The offensive line still isn't great. They've tried to fix it, but it's still leaky. I think they're going to have some of the same problem. I think they're going to be in a lot of games this season over with that offense. And the last seed, I'm not sure what the Cleveland Browns are doing. They got 10 quarterbacks as we speak. And Joe Flacco, sorry, son, this is not going to be a year. The Browns are going to finish dead last for Rudy. I just don't see it. And the fact that you got 5 quarterbacks, if you got 5, Rudy, that means you got none.
That's what I'm saying. If the young guys, I'm sorry, but if Shador and Dylan Gabriel can't beat out Joe Flacco for a starting job, can't even be backup where Kenny Pickett is backup, says a lot right there, man. You've got Pittsburgh winning. I've got Baltimore. Then I've got Pittsburgh. Psych. I've got Cincinnati. Then I've got Pittsburgh. I think they're going to flip-flop. I've got Cleveland last in that division. Obviously, I don't think the Browns have a whole lot to do. Baltimore's defense, man, that's something that we kind of talked about last year. But when, Nate Wiggins, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, you've got Jair Alexander as well. The secondary for Baltimore, it screams, dominance. And that's something that I liked about Baltimore. That's kind of why I give them the heads up on everybody in the division. I think Lamar Jackson's going to be in the running again for another MVP. Derrick Henry, towards the end of his career, Gio, the twilight part of his career, I think it's going to be another good year for King Henry. The biggest addition I liked was DeAndre Hopkins for this team. Someone that's just going to move the chains a little bit. We're not expecting D-Hop from the Texans days. We're expecting D-Hop to just move the chains a little bit here and there for them. Make life easier for Lamar Jackson. So I've got Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Biggest question in the AFC North. Will the Steelers make the playoffs and continue Tomlin's playoff success? as in appearances? That's the question, Gio.
It is. This division is going to be so good. Physical. They don't like each other. And I think it's going to come down to probably the last few weeks of the season, Rudy, which a lot of these divisions do come down towards the end.
Yeah.
It's a game here or two. Cleveland will win a game they're not supposed to, Rudy. We see it every year in the NFL. They're going to go somewhere and beat a good team, but they're not going anywhere. And Deshaun Watson is still your other quarterback. 6.
Somewhere. out there. So our fantasy preview for the AFC North, obviously you want to go with Lamar Jackson. I think Aaron Rodgers is a sneaky pick. The number one pick in all fantasy football right now lies in Cincinnati and Jamar Chase. I think that is a great pick if you are drafting anybody in fantasy. So Lamar Jackson obviously is a quarterback you want to go with. Aaron Rodgers, like Gio mentioned, is going to be he's going to be there. He's going to be putting up some good numbers for Pittsburgh. I am truthfully saying, Gio, call me crazy, but I don't think I'm drafting any Cleveland Brown in any part of my fantasy team.
I like Judy. I like Judy at a later spot, but I mean, depending who's the quarterback, because it could be Flacco one week, it could be the kid they traded for in Philly to back up
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Or Shedeur Sanders one week, or your boy Dylan Gabriel, who I don't know how is still on the team.
I would say my sleeper for this is not necessarily a whole big sleeper, but my sleeper in the AFC North when it comes to fantasy football, he lies in Pittsburgh. Is he really a sleeper? I would say no, but DK Metcalf, Gio, is a guy.
My guy, Rudy.
I'm sorry. You know what? I will tell you what. I will go with somebody else then. I'm going to let you talk high about DK, but I'm sticking with the Steelers for you guys out there who know about the ground and pound of old Steeler football. Get a late round flyer on Caleb Johnson, the rookie for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really believe in Jaylen Warren this year, but you want to handcuff him with Caleb Johnson. I really do not trust Jaylen Warren to be healthy for the entire season. Caleb Johnson's my sleeper in Pittsburgh. Gio, you mentioned DK Metcalf as your sleeper. I got him on my still roster as well as one guy that I'm circling. Your sleeper is obviously DK Metcalf when it comes to Pittsburgh.
Well, listen, I know DK a lot. As I'm a Rams fan, play Seahawks twice a year, physical guy. I just feel like, to me, it just makes a whole lot of sense that Aaron Rodgers, who had Devontae Adams, who, by the way, already had a pretty good year last season when he got traded, even though it just didn't work out. But DK has the body. He just needs to stop dropping passes. But, man, he's such a specimen. I just don't see why he can't be a guy who has 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns every year. But I think this is a year that they can get so much out of him that he's going to have to be there. I mean, he is the number one guy. There's nobody else, really, to a certain extent. So, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, DK's the team there. So, basically, Gio's got Pittsburgh winning the AFC North. I've got Baltimore. Moving on to the AFC South, Gio. One of my teams, one of my AFC representatives for the Super Bowl lies in the AFC South. You've got the Jaguars, you've got the Colts, you've got the Texans, you've got the Titans. Now, go ahead and lead everybody off with the AFC South. I led the last one. AFC South preview.
Listen, it's the Houston Texans, and that's it.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, to me, had a little bit of a down year, Rudy. Not as, that first year was kind of a honeymoon stage for him. It kind of came down to earth. Kind of lost some guys in and out of the lineup last season, but this is expected to be healthy. I like the Texans to win this division. And for my number 2 team, Rudy, I'm going to shock the world here. I think Daniel Jones, I said in the offseason, potentially comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
I hope he starts. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird over there in Indianapolis. But give me the Colts for number 2. The Jacksonville Jaguars are an interesting team. Travis Hunter's there. They got a new coach who made Duval in the offseason. He said kind of a weird little thing he did. But anyway, give me Jags at 3. And the last play,
are going to be tough.
Titans will be tough. I think they'll play hard.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, Rudy, is Pollard still there? They got some interesting receivers. They're just going to happen to be last. But give me the Texans, Rudy. I just think with the receiving core they got, the speed, the defense with head coach there, it's the Texans, and it's not really close.
Yeah, it's not. I've got the Texans at 1, CJ Stroud, Mixon. They also added Nick Chubb, who's not going to be a workhorse there. Still got Dare and Damian Pierce as well. But the receiving core, you're talking Collins, Kirk, Jaden Higgins, Tank Dell, who's obviously out, but Jalen Noel, Mechie, Xavier Hutchinson. You've got a plethora of wide receivers in Houston. CJ Stroud does have Dalton Schultz. He does have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Let's not pretend they don't have a defense either, man. Will Anderson, they added Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Rankins, Mario Edwards to the line. Derek Stingley, CJ Gardner-Johnson. The list goes on, and now you know why, Gio. I've got them 1, and I've got them as a AFC potential representative for the Super Bowl as one of my teams in the AFC.
Really?
A healthy Houston Texans team is going to be that damn good, and that's one of my AFC picks for the Super Bowl right there. It's hard to argue that fact when you look up and down on this roster. It's a loaded roster. That's not the Philadelphia Eagles roster from back in the day with Vince Young and all these other guys who had great players. But this team gels, man. This team gels big time. They've got a great defense. They've got a really good offense. If CJ Stroud takes that next step, Gio, look out AFC, man. That is my team, or one of my teams to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Biggest question here, Gio, is this. Is this Trevor Lawrence's last year in Jacksonville if he can't get it done?
No, I like the golden boy with the hair. No, listen, Jacksonville, I like this team for a sleeper, Rudy. I think they have a big upside. They got talent on that team. It's just Peterson, it just didn't work out at the end. But remember, they went to the playoffs, had that choke job against They came back against the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
In that game, Rudy. They made the playoffs the following year, Rudy. I think they were like 6-2, and then literally just ran out of gas and didn't make the playoffs. And obviously last season, but Jacksonville, they have talent, Rudy. They got, receivers. They got the Thomas kid at receiver. They got players. You add Travis Hunter. I'm going to say this. Them and the Colts, two of my top 2 sleeper teams in the AFC. Who can really surprise some teams, and definitely Jacksonville has a great shot, and they could start off to a good start of the season.
Well, the biggest question on that is because they have so much talent around Trevor. If they don't succeed, then that's what I'm saying. Is that pretty much it for him?
No, really, I don't know.
It's hard to say with that team. Do you think were you fanboying over Taylor Swift on Travis Kelce's podcast or coming on Travis Kelce's podcast?
No, it's kind of died down a bit. Kansas City is another team we'll talk about later. I think their offensive line is going to be much, much improved from last season. But no, not really.
Moving on, man. So actually, fantasy football, AFC South, really quick. Obviously, you want to get the Texans wide receivers. They're going to be there. Nico Collins is a big one there. You obviously see CJ Stroud. You may want to get him later on, midway through the draft. For me, my sleeper in this AFC South is a wide receiver out of Tennessee, Calvin Ridley. I think is a guy who you can get pretty late, who I think is going to be wide receiver 1. And he's going to put up some really good numbers. I like Calvin Ridley for the Tennessee Titans. He's my sleeper, Gio. Are you really going Daniel Jones as a sleeper? Are you real? Do I need to send you, your kudos for finally saying Daniel Jones is better than Kyler Murray?
No, I'm going Brian Thomas, the wide receiver from Jacksonville. Had a really good season last season, Rudy, and I think he's going to take that next step to being, I don't know if he's the best receiver in his draft. There are a lot of guys in his draft, literally, but
tons.
I think he's going to be a stud. You know what, Rudy? I'm going to change my mind. Jacksonville finishes number 2.
There you go. He's changing it right now.
It's something about the water there. I don't know.
Well, you are a Florida guy, so we definitely know a thing or two about there. We're going to close out the AFC conference with the AFC West, where I've been saying the AFC West is the division to watch. Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders. I'm going to say right now, I've got Raiders dead last. I mean, there's really no way that I've got them finishing above fourth. I got them dead last. Now, my other Super Bowl representative for the AFC is in this division. I'm so high on Denver. I love Denver, both sides of the ball. I think Bo Nix, again, shows Gio why Rudy Campos Jr. was so high on him on the draft. Are they my AFC rep? No. Is it the Chargers? I mean, the Chargers, again, Marion Hampton is going to be a workhorse for them. They got Keenan Allen is back. I mean, it looks good in Chargerland. No. You're going to be proud of me, Gio. I've got the Kansas City Chiefs as the other potential Super Bowl representative for the AFC.
Rudy's doing this because he's going to jinx them.
No. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, I see the receiving core being healthy, something that they have some trouble with lately. The offensive line, as you mentioned, has gotten way better. I love the way the offensive line looks. I think Patrick Mahomes knew he had a bad season last year, still made the Super Bowl. I think he's going to try to prove everybody wrong this year. Chiefs are going to run away with this division. They're going to take first place. I've got Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders for my 4.
Way to go out on a limb, Rudy, picking the Chiefs number 1.
It's a safe bet, man.
In last place, I have just kidding, the Las Vegas Raiders, Rudy. I mean, listen, I like Geno a lot. Yeah, they did add, I believe, Raheem Mostert in the offseason, who's played well. Ashton Genty's another one, obviously, at running back. Rudy, I don't know. Genty, he didn't play really well. I think he had like negative yards.
Negative 1 yard on 3 carries.
Negative 1 yards on 3 carries. I think they're just obviously the last place team here. Is Geno going to win you some games you're not supposed to? That defense will be solid, but I mean, listen, they do have the best tight end probably in the league, Rudy, if not top 3 at least. So give me the Raiders. And then second to last, give me the Chargers. Something's missing, Rudy. The fact that they won 11 games, Rudy, I'm still like trying to think how they won 11 games with a predominantly running team. And Rudy, they lost their best offensive lineman, so I believe an ACL.
Yeah.
So
Sean Slater.
Sean Slater is out for the year. Trey Lance is there, your boy, but Najee Harris is there. Mike Williams came back. Rudy, I just don't think they get to 11. I mean, kudos to Harbaugh for getting there. Next team is, again, I keep saying Rudy's boy, but this quarterback is really Rudy's boy. And Bo Nix, who was in college for 10 years. The Broncos. I really like this team, Rudy. They're not going to win a Super Bowl like somebody said on ESPN. But
No.
with Sean Payton running the offense there, the defense is going to be just as good as the offense. I really like this team, Rudy, and they're only going to get better. And then obviously number 1 is the Kansas City Chiefs. I really like what they did at tackle, Rudy, getting, what was it, Josh Simmons?
Yeah.
It looks like they got their 10-year guy. Mahomes looks like he's in good shape. It looks different. And this defense will be good as well. I think Mahomes has a chip on his shoulder. Brady, that was one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever seen.
That's why I think they bounce back big time. And that's why I've got them in Houston as the 2 teams that I have represented in the AFC for the Super Bowl. I think they're the 2 best teams in the AFC, man. All right, the question for the AFC West when it comes to it for Coach Gio is this. It's pretty simple. Simple. Are the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl? Now, these questions were provided by the listeners. I'm just regurgitating them.
Brady, until someone knocks them out, at least on the AFC side, I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs again to represent the AFC. Remember this, Rudy, they didn't have their wide receiver. What's his name? The best one they had. He was out hurt. What's the name? Forgot his name. But anyway, they got guys coming back. Rudy, Patrick Mahomes looks like he's in really good shape. Andy Reid in off season. I think Kansas City is going to take this very seriously. Rudy, I got the Chiefs coming out the AFC, and my second place team will be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh my God! Wow.
I'm gonna shock the world here. I'm gonna go out on a limb, something you won't do.
Oh come on, dude. I mean, I have to give the best prediction possible, so I've got to go with my 2 vibes. But fantasy football for AFC West before we go to the NFC, where Gio kills and cooks on is the NFC because his team's in there. My fantasy football sleeper, not really so much sleeper, Marion Hampton, rookie out of North Carolina, running back for the Chargers. I think he's going to be a tremendous workhorse for them. Think, Bijan Robinson type, Jamar Gibbs type as well. Also, do not sleep on the fact that I'm expecting Cortland Sutton to have a huge year for the Denver Broncos.
Rudy, I don't know. There was a game in New Orleans last year. He had no catches. I don't know how some of these receivers, Rudy, just literally disappear. They literally go on vacation in Cancun and then come back the next week and have 2 touchdowns. There's too many guys like this, but I'm hoping Sutton, this is a year. He got a contract extension, I believe, Rudy.
Yes,
so
he did.
Now is the time for Sutton. Denver, listen, I can't believe I'm saying this. If Bo Nix takes another huge step, I won't be surprised to see Denver in the AFC Championship game.
Ooh, that's a massive win right there, and that could happen. Hopefully not, because then that means my Chiefs are probably, or my Texans, one of them isn't in there as well. Moving on to the NFC, man. You know what? We're going to do due diligence. We're saving the NFC East for last because that is the funniest division in all of football right now. Go to the NFC North. Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers. Your boy Caleb Williams, obviously in the NFC North. The way I've got it dropping right now is I've got reluctantly, I'm scared, but I've got Detroit still number 1. They still got a lot of talent back. The coaching staff is what scares me right there. I've got Detroit, Green Bay. You like what I'm doing there? Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago. Barely is what I've got right now.
So you got the Bears finishing last, I'm assuming?
Can I say they finished 3B to Minnesota's 3A? I think they finished at best 3rd. I think so.
Rudy, I'm going to switch it up here.
Okay.
I'm going to go with, in last place, the Minnesota Vikings.
I can see that.
I think this is a team that takes a step back.
Yeah.
Last season, listen, they went on a really merry-go ride of sorts. But I think now with JJ looked pretty good, though, I will say, in that preseason debut. But I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings last in this division. Next up, I'm going with the Chicago Bears. Second to last. I think the Bears take a big step in the right direction. And I need this to work out for me because I've been a big Caleb Williams supporter. And so far, throwing an interception in a red zone isn't too many times last season.
Yeah.
Second place, and I'm really reluctant, Rudy. It's between the Bears and the Lions. I'm going with Detroit. I don't think they're going to be nearly as good. Their coordinators are gone. I think they're going to be exposed on offense and defense, and I think Jared Goff might come back to earth. And then I'm going with the number 1 team in that division. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Love continues to take that next step. I want to see consistency from him. I want that defense to also continue to improve. The running game of Josh Jacobs, Rudy, the Packers, number 1 seed. But honestly, Bears and Lions can be interchangeably right there.
What's crazy is, and I'm going to tell everybody now, every year we do our NFL preview, and I'm going to reiterate something. Gio and I do not share notes. We don't talk about the preview or nothing before. We get on the show, we give you our takes. It's amazing how we both said reluctantly, I'm taking the Lions. He's reluctantly, taking the Packers up there. This is how close this division is. It's so close. because we both have Minnesota. I've got Minnesota 3A to the Bears 3B, but Gio's saying, Minnesota is going to be the dead last team. I
think
can
so.
see that. I mean,
and
definitely can see that.
I think the Bears. I mean, Caleb was sacked 68 times, Rudy.
It's
you
not
gotta.
better.
I'm hoping that Ben Johnson can really just get the ball out of his hands. Caleb has to be more. Dude, get it out. There's no time to run around like you did at USC.
Yeah.
And you got like playing defenses who are like in high school. He's got to get the ball out. I think they'll do that. And some of the additions to the offensive line, they got Tooney from the Chiefs. They also got Jonah Jackson, which didn't turn out well with the Rams, but he's down with the Chicago Bears. Really, I just think the Lions take a step back, and I think they're between that second and third spot there. I think Jared Goff might come back down to earth. He's been kind of in some kumbaya as a source the last few years, and we talk about it, Rudy. The window of opportunity, it opens, and then eventually
Closes.
It closes.
Yeah, there's your NFC North question on the NFC North provided by you fans out there for Sweep the League. Is this right here? You kind of already mentioned it, Gio. Are the Lions the best team in this division?
No. I just your two coordinators, Rudy, your two golden boys, especially on offense, is gone. And your head coach, no disrespect, I like Campbell, but Rudy, he's not an X's and O's guy. He's more of just a
attitude.
He's an attitude, and he can run your team, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with that. But he's no Sean McVay. He doesn't really call play. He doesn't call play, so
he's no Andy Reid. He's no Sean McVay. I mean, it goes on and on, man.
He's better than Jeff Fisher, though. Sorry, Jeff.
That's a give. That's a for sure. So, quick NFL fantasy for NFC North fantasy outlook here. For me, it goes with the Packers. Matthew Golden, rookie for the Packers. He's a guy that's going to be following a lot of drafts. He shouldn't be. I think he ends wide receiver 1 for the Green Bay Packers. I think he's going to put up some really good numbers for a rookie. Of course, Josh Jacobs, obviously there. The other guy I look at here. I kind of like Jordan Addison a little bit more this year on that Viking squad. He is suspended, which means he's going to drop in some NFL fantasy drafts. 2 wide receivers, Matthew Golden, Jordan Addison. For me, Gio, what's your fantasy outlook on NFC North?
I mean, tons of offensive production. I mean, we could talk about the receivers with the Vikings. We could talk, obviously, with the Detroit Lions. Packers got like 50 receivers, so I can't really throw it in. But a sleeper, this is actually a pretty tough one, but I'm going to go with very deep. Maybe J.J. McCarthy, Rudy. I'm interested to see, and especially in dynasty leagues, really interested to see what he does, because Rudy, we haven't seen him on this stage, but we've seen rookie quarterbacks, Rudy, first year have a decent amount of success. We saw C.J. Stroud. We've seen guys over the years really pick it up. And at that quarterback position, obviously points is golden. I'm looking to see what JJ can do to really spice things up. So it's super deep, but give it a shot.
Moving on to NFC South, where the should-be Super Bowl champion Atlanta Falcons are. Just kidding, no. You've got the Buccaneers, you've got the Saints, you've got the Panthers, you've got the Falcons. Gio, for the NFC South, I know the Buccaneers are the darling team of this division. I'm not going homer on you, but I've got the Falcons winning.
Oh, what a surprise! What a surprise!
I've got the Falcons winning the NFC South. I've got the Buccaneers slightly winning, getting number 2. I've got the Panthers at 3. I've got the Saints at 4 right now. I think the Saints are up and coming. I just think Kellen Moore and the coaching staff needs to just get everybody a full season in. See between Rattler and Tyler Shaw, see what they've got. I think they're going to take a whole year to see what they've got. They're going to do a lot of rebuilding. The Carolina Panthers are my sleeper NFC team.
Brady, stop looking at my notes.
I don't have your notes in front of me. They're my sleeper NFC team. I don't think they get to the playoffs, but they're going to make a lot of noise this year. Tedder McMillan in one game just shows why he was probably one, if not the best wide receivers in this draft. I like what they're doing in Carolina, but for right now, Falcons, Buccaneers, Panthers, Saints. Oh my.
Who that Saints coming in last place? The Saints are coming in last. Listen.
Oh, man.
Tyler Shaw, whatever quarterback is there, whoever it is, really, this team is not going to be very good. They were 5-12 last season. Carr's obviously not there, so something's got to give. I think they'll be in some games, really, but the quarterback situation is the big part. Chris Olave, was hurt some part last season. They just happen to come in last place. I'm sorry. I know he's part of your sponsorship, Rudy, but his team is coming in last place, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. And Rudy, I like the Carolina Panthers. They're still my third team, but I like this team going for that defense and that defensive end. And I'm forgetting some of the names they got on there because it's kind of a no-name defense. But that quarterback situation, Rudy, again, it's the most important part of this team. Can they figure it out? Is Bryce Young the guy, Rudy? Can he take that next step? Because that's essentially what's going to take for them. But I like them as a sneaky team. Rudy, I got your Falcons coming in second place because you know why? Your Falcons do it every year. They start out hot, they lose, and then they just get weird and start losing games that don't make absolutely no sense. But I will say this. If your quarterback doesn't get it, if your coach doesn't get it together, I get a feeling, Rudy, he's probably going to get axed. And listen, it wasn't completely his fault. Kirk Cousins literally fell off a cliff. Yeah. But Michael Penix, former Hoosier, by the way, you really believing in Michael Penix, Rudy?
Yes, I do. I really do. I think, behind Bo Nix, remember in the draft, I had Bo Nix and then Penix right after him. Those are the guys that I had. And actually, I'm not going to lie. I remember that I had Rattler above both guys, but for guys taken in the first round, I had Nix, and then I had Michael Penix.
I do like Drake London had a really good year.
Yeah.
And also Darnell Mooney had a very good year as well. The defense is something that they worked on. We saw them in the draft, Rudy. Yeah. They're going to get better, but I just think Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, I just think they're a better team, and they just get the job done again. Really, Baker Mayfield a few years ago was literally one day from literally probably working at Walmart, and now he's the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team who, for some odd reason, has the Eagles' number every time they play them, it seems like.
Yeah, you're right. And we actually got a comment here, Harry Austin. Shout out to Harry. Thanks for joining us here. Appreciate it. He says Saints may go winless. Oh, man. I don't know about that. I think they get a few wins in there.
Do you remember when they used to have the bags over their head, Rudy?
I do remember. The Aints. They took the S out. They were the Aints. I remember those days, man.
It's probably going to have – it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough.
Oh, God, man. So we're going to go into our NFC South question for Gio. You guys, the fans, y'all leave a lot of questions for Coach Gio in the NFL preview. Here's your NFC South preview question, Gio, and it goes for the Falcons. And it goes to this way. Can we trust Kyle Pitts?
Kyle. Rudy, I think he's a great talent. Not sure why he doesn't get used nearly enough. But I'm going to go out on a limb. He screwed me before. He's probably going to screw me again. But I'm going to say that Kyle Pitts finally has the year that we've all been waiting for. And Rudy, his first year was actually pretty good.
It was decent.
But he's just kind of tailed off. And for some reason, Kyle looks a little... last year looked a little heavy to me. I'm a heavy guy, Rudy. I'm not throwing no shade. He just looked a little heavy. Kyle, if you can just get a little more agile in there. But no, all jokes aside, I think Kyle Pitts has a bounce-back year. I believe it's his contract year, Rudy. I'm pretty sure.
I believe it is.
It feels like. I think Kyle Pitts has a bounce-back year. I think Atlanta, they're going to be right there with the Bucs, and it might go down, Rudy, to that last game of the year.
Yeah, it really does. Harry's saying need to get Lehan Aints bag for the Saints, and then tight ends depend on the quarterback. So if you believe in Penix, then the answer has to be yes. And
yeah,
actually, yeah, Kyle Pitts for a fantasy question when it comes to the NFC South. Not so much a sleeper, but I think Drake London has a way better year. I'm buying a lot of Atlanta's offense this year. I'm kind of going on a limb, Gio, and saying I kind of have Kyle Pitts as a sleeper. He's not a first or second round draft pick for me in fantasy this year. Maybe third, as early as third, fourth, right around there is where I've got him. One guy I'm definitely circling in fantasy this year, and it's not even so much a surprise, but I really am curious to see how Bryce Young does this year. And I've got him circled as, again, a late round QB flyer because he's got it actually a triple threat. If you think about it, with Tedder McMillan, Adam Thielen, and Xavier Legette. Those three guys, I think, Thielen's going to be your Wes Welker type of guy. But you got Legette, you got McMillan. There's potential for big plays there. Bryce Young is the guy that I'm circling when it comes to fantasy football. What is your fantasy take on the NFC South?
I mean, listen, you got a little bit of everything, Rudy. You got a little bit of salt or sourness from the Saints. And then you got that fresh Tampa Bay Buccaneer air in Florida with those two receivers. Rudy, for a sleeper, I'm going to go out on the limb. I'm going to say Devin Neal, the backup running back for the Saints. Last 3 years, 1,000 yards at Kansas, can catch the ball out of the backfield. Rudy, eventually they're going to have to replace Alvin Kamara. Could this be the year? You always want to have backups anyway.
Yeah.
But I really like this kid. And Rudy, the young, it has to be this year, Rudy. This is the year. There's no more else. This is it. You got to put up or just go home. And he has the weapons. He's got the defense there. Dude, if he can at least win 6-7 games, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, we got two more divisions left. NFC West, where the Rambassador himself is from. We're saving the NFC East for the last year, but Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, Niners. It's the Rams division to lose. Best team in football. That's what I'm saying right now. The best team on offensively. I love them. They're most balanced. Best team defensively. The best team in football. One of my representatives for the NFC in the Super Bowl. It's Rams. After that, Gio, it's kind of a take your pick. I don't really give much credit to anybody in the NFC West. Seattle, no Geno Smith. You got, what's his name? Sam Darnold there. Okay. You've got Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray running around, with his little 5'1" self.
Be nice, Rudy.
You got the Niners, who no more Deebo Samuels. But again, an older team, an older Niners team. What's going to be the best? I've got Rams, I've got Niners, I've got Seahawks, I've got Cardinals. That's my pick. The only team coming out of the West is the Rams.
Really, the Cardinals had 8-9 last season, had a really good year. They got a lot of guys who can make plays. The offensive line, they had a huge surprise in that center. Forgot his name, but that tight end, Trey. I love Trey McBride, Rudy.
Yeah.
Trey McBride is just a playmaker. James Conner had a good year, but I think they're going to finish last because this division is going to be pretty deep. And look, Seattle, they got that defense is going to continue to eventually be what the Ravens look like. Obviously, they got former defensive coordinator from the Ravens as the head coach now. But the Seattle Seahawks, the quarterback, that's the main thing. They have a lot of departures. Cooper Kupp, Rudy, he's in Seattle now. It's going to be weird.
It's going to be very weird.
But
very weird.
As a Rams fan, we played Darnold last year, Rudy, and you know what happened. So Jared Verse is probably licking his hands and getting ready for that game. Second place is those nasty San Francisco 49ers. I don't love them, but they got a good team. I think they're going to have a good team. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey's been hurt, Rudy. If he doesn't play, this team is just kind of just normal. But they have running backs every year that come out of the woodwork. So I suspect Shanahan would get that team. Is Robert Saleh back in San Francisco, Rudy? So that kind of scares me because he gave the Rams a lot of issues. And then number one, of course, the Los Angeles Rams team, Rudy, that was just almost like one play away from the Super Bowl. But Stafford coming in this season, look, He hasn't been spectacular the last few years, but he's getting the job done. This defense, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner. I mean, just this defensive front is going to be scary. They got Isaiah Stewart in the draft, Puka Nacua, Rudy, and then the big addition, Devontae Adams, is there. Tutu Atwell's there. I mean, Rudy, I just think the Rams, barring any injuries, kind of knocking on wood there, I really think the Rams are going to be the best team in this division. I think they have a great chance to get to the NFC Championship game. Just this time, I hope it's not snowing, profusely, because we're probably going to lose that game. But go Rams.
So Harry is saying, Rams by default, but the best team in the NFC. Not sure about that. There's only one other team that I've got them maybe equal to the Rams that we're going to get to here in just a little bit. How much does Stafford have left? And that's actually the question that we are going to get for Coach Gio on the NFC West. He's also saying, look at Rams schedule. 2 losses, maybe Ravens and Eagles. Maybe the Ravens. The Eagles is the one that I think is tough for them. But Harry asked, and you know what? That was the question for you, Coach Gio, when it comes to the Rams in the NFC West. Does Stafford have enough left to get him back to the Super Bowl? That was the main question. The other question that got an exact amount of love was, should the Niners have traded Christian McCaffrey this offseason?
So to answer the first question, I think Stafford has enough. His back has been a bit of an issue over the years, but really he could still sling it. He's in good shape. I think he's ready to go. I know he's been out of training camp for a bit, but he'll be back. He's still got juice, Rudy. Now, his stats aren't great, to be honest with you. They're not. But come playoff time, Rudy, he's been pretty consistent and has been in every game. He hasn't been blown out yet, obviously, besides his time in Detroit. And to answer the second question, I think they should have traded Christian McCaffrey, Rudy. Get your assets and just be gone with Chris. He's a fantastic player if he's healthy. Yeah. The last 2 years, he's been riddled with injuries, and this is what happened with running backs, Rudy. You start to see it. You see it with Ezekiel Elliott, who I don't even know if he's in the league.
Yeah, real quick, we'll get into some fantasy talk here when it comes to the NFC West. And again, we got one division left. We're going to quickly hurry through a lot of this stuff here. My fantasy pick is not exactly a sleeper. If you knew running backs, you knew this is a guy I was probably going to go with here. And that's obviously from Seattle. No, it's not Kenneth Walker. It's Zach Charbonnet. I think he's going to end up taking over for Kenneth Walker.
You do?
I mean, Charbonnet he's going to be good. You want to draft a running back late where he's going to be available? I think Zach Charbonnet is that guy for the Seattle Seahawks. What do you got?
I do like that pick. By the way, Zach won me some money last year on his 2-touchdown game in gambling. I like that pick though, Rudy. Kenneth's been nicked up over the years, and it's interesting if he continues that, and Zach's going to continue to get touches. But from my point of view, I wouldn't say sleeper.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to get a sleeper.
I got 2 guys. Kyron Williams, just touchdown machine last season, Rudy. I think he's going to continue that in the red zone. Trey McBride, one of my favorite tight ends in the league. I think he takes that next step in that offense with the Arizona Cardinals. Not too many sleepers here, but...
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get sleepers.
Watch out, the receiver from San Francisco, the backup, who's now the number 2 guy. Is it Jawan? Is it
Jawan Jennings from last year? Was Jawan Jennings? Yeah.
Watch out for him. I expect a big year. Brandon Ayuk, I don't know what's up with him, but watch out for Jennings.
Yeah, it's tough to pick anybody from the NFC West. Last division we've got Gio, NFC East. Eagles, Giants, Commanders, Cowboys. I'm gonna let you start with this one. You got to start on this one.
How about them Cowboys? Jerry just can't help himself. He's been in the news lately. I believe Micah got his contract extension. Is that official? Or was that just rumor?
Honestly, I haven't seen that. So
okay, so I think thought it was just a rumor. But this is an interesting division. I really... The Giants are going to, of course, be last. I just want to Throw that out there.
Jesus,
The
really?
New York Giants. But I will say about the Giants, Rudy, I love that defensive line. Abdul Carter. I mean, Rudy, if they can just be in games and let that pass rush eat, I think the Giants could be a very decent to good team. But the quarterback situation, you love Jackson Dart more than I do. He played well, but we'll see. Giants 4th, and the 3rd team. How about them Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys, number 3. Rudy, I think they're going to be good, but I think that's pretty much it. That defense was absolutely atrocious last season, and their new coach, Rudy, has never coached a game in his life. He was an assistant for like 50 years. That's all you have to know. So Cowboys are 3rd, and then 2. The Washington Commanders, I think they build on last season.
Yeah.
Some additions. I love the Samuels pickup from San Francisco. I just like what they've been doing there. And your boy there, former coach of the Falcons. And number 1, come on. I hate to say it. I hate their fan base. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. Rudy, I might go to that Eagles game against the Rams. I'm just not sure if I want to get arrested that day. So I'll leave it up in the air. But Eagles number 1, of course.
I've got the Eagles 1. I've got the Commanders 2. I'm right there with you. Do I dare put the Giants ahead of the Cowboys? I mean, I've been saying it all off season that I've got the Cowboys 4th. I'm going to do it. Giants 3, Cowboys 4. I mean, you got the whole Micah Parsons situation. You've got CeeDee Lamb getting penalties without even playing in the game. I mean, the rookie head coach, no experience. What it spells disaster in Dallas. And I don't have them being the 3rd best team in that division.
Why couldn't they just go after Bill Belichick and just tell Jerry to shut up? Just be
I
quiet.
don't care
Jerry.
if it wasn't Bill. Why not go get an You mean to tell me if Jerry threw a ton of money to Tony Dungy, he wouldn't have wanted to come back? I mean, you've got so many experienced coaches out there that could do wonders for the Dallas Cowboys.
Ben Johnson would have been a good pick.
Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, guys that got opportunities, but you went with Schottenheimer. What?
And no disrespect, his dad was a great coach, but
His dad. That's exactly what you said. His dad was a great coach. I got the Cowboys 4th, man. Question in the NFC East is this right here. Can the Eagles repeat?
History will say no.
Yeah.
I know the Chiefs did it, Rudy, but history would tell you injuries always seem to follow that second time around. You lose focus. Players want money. They're in their head. I'm going to say no, but Rudy, their offense doesn't need a whole lot. They got a running game. What did I tell you last year, Rudy? Saquon Barkley is going to be a difference maker. You and Derek said, Gio, you're wrong. There's no way he's washed up. I said, guys, he might be the difference maker. And look, he almost broke Eric Dickerson's record. He jumped over a guy who's now Saquon's a Madden cover, which Madden curse.
Yeah, sorry.
But
that's a real thing.
Rudy, the history will say, I'm going to say no, but they might be close.
Yeah, I don't think they repeat either, actually. So we've got all our coverage. We got one last thing on the NFC East, Gio. It's fantasy time here. Obviously, Saquon is a guy you definitely want to go get in fantasy football. The Giants, Malik Neighbors is a top receiver. He's going in not number 1, but in the first round in majority of fantasy football leagues. Who do you have as a sleeper in the NFC East?
He's not a sleeper. Give me Dakota Prescott, Rudy. I think the Cowboys defense is going to be bad, which means the Cowboys are going to probably be scoring a lot of points and being behind. So give me Dak Prescott as a quote-unquote sleeper. You can get him late. You don't got to spend really no money for Dak. I would go Dak Prescott. And really, their running back situation is also really murky as well. So Dak's probably their really only really viable offense. Obviously, the receivers, CeeDee Lamb and also Pickens, but give me Dak Prescott. I think he'll have a big year.
I think he's going to have a pretty decent year, Dak Prescott. He's got some good receivers, obviously CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. It's can he stand up right and be in the pocket long enough to get the ball down to them? So I think that's going to be a really good pick for them. I'm going to go way down the line here, Gio. Very last round of any fantasy football draft. Keep an eye on Cam Scatterbo for the New York Giants. I mean, you're talking deep pick right there. I like Tyrone Tracy. I like Devin Singletary to a point. But I think Cam Scatterbo is going to go the route of, remember Jerome Bettis? And kind of just vulture all these goal line looks. I think Cam Scatterbo is going to get a ton of those goal line looks. He's going to be a really late first round. I mean, not first round, NFL fantasy football draft pick for me.
Rudy, what he did at Arizona State, Rudy, was, the year they had was unbelievable. And so, Jalen Daniels, Rudy.
I don't think he repeats what he did in a year ago.
Year two is always when you start out hot. Year two is normally the year you kind of come back down to earth. We've seen it in years past.
CJ Stroud, perfect example.
CJ Stroud is the most recent one. We have other guys on that list. I could definitely see it. Defensive coordinators really have an entire offseason of what he can do. Now, obviously, he's a big threat, but history will say he's probably going to take a step back. Yeah. How big? I guess time will tell.
All right, Gio, we're going to close the show out here. We do us every single year on the NFL preview show. Who are we getting? Our 2 representatives from the AFC, 2 representatives from the NFC, and then Super Bowl matchup, Super Bowl pick. I will go first on my AFC picks. They were mentioned earlier. I've got the Texans. I've got the Chiefs. Those are my 2 AFC representatives in the AFC title game. Who do you have?
Man, the AFC is tough. I'm going to go with, obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 1 team to represent, or it's going to be in the AFC Championship game. Already, I'm kind of going back and forth on who's going to meet Mahomes. I love Pittsburgh this year to really take a huge step with the team they have, the Ravens. Rudy, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go. I don't think the Ravens win the division, but I think Lamar will finally get to the AFC Championship game. I got the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Chiefs, Ravens. I've got Chiefs, Texans. Who do you have representing the AFC in the Super Bowl?
Woo! Kansas City Chiefs, Rudy. I've been on that bandwagon every year. I'm not changing until I see otherwise from the AFC. Barring any crazy injuries or anything like that, Kansas City will be back in the Super Bowl.
Reluctantly, I want to take the Texans as the representative. My biggest question is, can they stay healthy? That's been the biggest thing and the biggest knock on the Texans.
Especially at receiver.
They've got a loaded receiving class this year in Houston. I love the Texans. I've been picking them all off season to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, beating the Texans in the conference game, representing the AFC. NFC wise, my 2 teams, Gio, NFC title game. I've got those Philadelphia Eagles against your Rams in the NFC title game. Who do you have?
Ready? Not every year do I pick my team to get to the Super Bowl. I didn't do it last year. I think I picked the Packers. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams, one of the teams to represent. And the second team, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers.
Packers and
Rams. I think the Eagles get eliminated in the second round of the playoffs.
Harry's got Bills and Ravens with Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. Again, I think Buffalo's there, like we mentioned earlier, but still got missing a whole lot of pieces. He's also got Lions traveling to the Rams, Lions winning and going to this winning the Super Bowl. So we got Lions winning the Super Bowl. That was our pick last year for majority of us here. We had the Lions winning the Super Bowl. Gio, I've got the Rams going to the Super Bowl to meet the Chiefs. Who do you have going to the Super Bowl in the NFC?
Of course, it's going to be my Rams. And just to be clear, I don't pick them every year. To be fair, do not pick them every year. I'm going with my Rams to get to the Super Bowl. And the matchup that we were supposed to have, Chiefs-Rams, several years ago,
happens.
Rams and the Chiefs, and there's no way in how I'm picking against the Rams in the Super Bowl. So I will say, if I think as the Chiefs are as good as I think they will be, the Rams will have all they can handle in that Super Bowl. I got the Rams lifting the trophy, whether it's against the Chiefs or anyone else. I really think, I told my friend Gerald, this was a big Rams fan, I told him last year, I said that the Rams are just 1 year away. I think they're just 1 year away. I think they're peaking slightly early. I think this is the year. I think Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, Stafford, I think they just take another step, and I think they're hosting that trophy. But you know how the NFL is, Rudy. It's a weird league, and there's always a team that really comes out of left field. So who knows?
Yeah, all off season, I've tried to convince myself, and I've tried to prove. I've done my notes. I've done my homework. I've even tried to look in the mirror and force myself to not pick this team, but I can't do it. I have the Rams winning the Super Bowl this year. I've been on them since beginning of the offseason. I loved it when they got Devontae Adams. They've got 3 great receivers. I like the backup receivers they have. Kyron Williams, Blake Corum is another guy to look out for. Their quarterback room, when you're talking Stafford, Garoppolo, you're talking Stetson Bennett. I mean, Bennett's been able to be under Stafford for a while. The defense, Gio, is, you saw it last year. It's getting, it's really, really damn good. I cannot convince myself to not take the Rams. I have the Rams winning the Super Bowl this year.
I think it's important for the Rams to be at home. I don't care if the other team brings their fans over, but the Rams in cold weather games, let's just be frank, the Rams just historically under McVay or Jeff Fisher, whoever it is, they just don't play great. If they got to go on the road at Philadelphia, if they got to go on the road at Washington for a game, Green Bay, the Rams have not played well there over the years. If they got to go on the road to a cold environment, it's going to be tough. But if the Rams can get home field advantage or find a way to get that game at home, I think the Rams have a great shot. But I think this is kind of that big window right now for the Rams.
Yeah.
And they got to go out there and take it. Watch out for Jared Verse, Rudy, a sleeper for Defensive Player of the Year.
Love it.
What I saw last season he's different, Rudy. That kid's different. Not Aaron Donald, of course, but he is a.
He reminds you of young, like Aaron, and that's.
Well, Armstead, the left tackle, I think he played for the Dolphins last year, or maybe the Saints. I don't remember, but he said that Jared Verse is one of the main reasons why he retired. He says that guy's different. There's something different about that kid. Different.
Definitely. So that's our NFL preview show for the night. Appreciate everybody that has joined us here. Will we do the replay tomorrow for you guys? We'll run it again in the morning, I believe, so you can get your NFL talk, get your questions in case you missed it. We both have the Rams winning the Super Bowl this year. So it's going to be a great NFL season. I'm going to get with Gio probably tomorrow. We'll get our NCAA preview show, talk SEC, Big 12, everything you can just imagine. NCAA talk. So for everybody that's associated with Sweep the League, for Coach Gio, it's Rudy Campos Jr., for Derek Irvin, grading the market, also Plead the Sith, everybody associated with Sweep the League. Until we see you again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.